We haven't had many games this season where we just didn't have it really from start to finish, and tonight was certainly one of those. Seton Hall's length and athletic ability, I think, really impacted the game, and the things that were so important in our win there, points in the paint, points off turnover, second chance points. I think we won every one of those categories in Newark, and we pretty much lost all of those tonight. So, you know, they were well prepared. You know, anytime we seem to be making a little bit of a run, they seem to hit a timely shot, a lot of times a three-point shot that took the wind out of our sails. But I didn't think, I didn't feel like we were hooked up mentally as good as we have been, especially for the second time through. And that's disappointing. And you know, we missed some shots early, but we also had some careless turnovers that led to easy baskets, and then the domination on the glass was certainly a big factor in the game.
Questions for the student athletes first? To both guys, obviously it looked like you had trouble getting into any kind of offensive flow, especially early in the game. I guess, as coach says, you guys didn't look hooked up. I guess, what was the reason?
I just felt like we were stagnant on offense. You know, we tend to stand around and, you know, we practice cuts and then, you know, same side cuts and opposite side cuts and, you know, some down screens and some pin downs. And, you know, early on we just didn't have that. And once again, our shots aren't falling and their shots were. And, you know, that's something that I've talked about before. It's just us having to be able to play even if our shots aren't falling.
I agree with Marty. He said as far as our offense being stagnant, just as he said, like we moved the ball around, and with Seton Hall's length, like it's hard to just stand there and still get baskets. So I just felt like just our offense being stagnant just made us not as great as we are on offense.
When you're in a mode like that, when you come into the game, do you just try to make something happen? You yourself?
Well, yeah, Coach always tells me to be aggressive, but mainly just more cutting, you know, like being able to watch the games to start 5 minutes or so and see how our offense is, and then just mainly just coming in, creating energy on both ends of the floor.
It looks like Seton Hall was kind of playing off of you a little bit on the perimeter. Did that kind of factor into maybe the space you guys didn't have much space to cut into and move around in?
No. A lot of teams have been playing off and, you know, going on the ball screens, you know, throughout the year. And, you know, the shots I missed the first half, you know, I have to knock those down. Those are the shots that I practice every day. So, you know, just an off night, you know, in that way. But I have to find ways to still impact the game. And even if that's, you know, getting my guys' confidence up and getting them rolling and, you know, keeping their confidence up. But, you know, I just need to do a better job leading, you know, throughout the whole game.
Touch on it a little bit there. How tough is it to get other guys' confidence up when you're kind of fighting?
It's not really hard, but you know, tonight I was disappointed in the turnovers I had early, and I felt like the turnovers that I had to start the game really stopped us from getting into a flow, and I felt like I was hurting my team, and that's why I was really down on myself. And you know, Coach talked about, you know, regardless of what you do, you need to have your body language up, and I didn't do a good job leading that way, you know, the entire game. And you know, even if what I'm doing, you know, hurts the team, I have to be able to, you know, let it go and keep my team up, because they look at me for confidence, they look at me for reassurance, and if my body language isn't right and if my facial expressions aren't right, then, you know, they're not going to get it.
To both guys, obviously, the rebounding edge that they have played a big factor. You guys haven't gotten out rebounded like that very many times. How much did that take a toll as that game wore on?
It took a good toll, because we were getting that initial stop, and we were, you know, working hard on defense, and you know, it takes a lot of life out of you when they get the rebound and get a fresh 30 seconds. And then, you know, second is something that we harp on, is that toughness and rebounding, and you know, blocking out is one of our keys to the game. And you know, we didn't execute one of our keys to the game, and if we don't execute every single one of those points, then we're not going to come away with the W.
Same as Maurice is saying as far as toughness. I mean, we work on box outs every day in practice, and we just have to carry them over into the games. And we knew coming into Seton Hall, even when we played them at their place, we knew they were a great rebounding team, and we tried to limit them to second chance points. And this time we didn't really do that as much.
Two more for the guys.
Did the loss the other night to Georgetown affect your performance tonight?
No. This isn't the first loss we had, and while we just challenge ourselves to bounce back every day in practice. So I think the first day or so, it took a toll on us, but we let it go, and we were ready for Seton Hall. It's just another game you have to really be able to bounce back from. You have to show character. And this doesn't define us. It just puts another test in front of us, another challenge. To see what type of character we have and to see what we can do with this team.
Coach was talking last week after you guys won against Butler that there's a certain amount of fragileness in this league. One week you can look like everything's going up. Obviously this week kind of turned it in another direction. How do you take that and approach the second half?
But you just have to get back to the drawing board, and you have to not take possessions for granted. You can't take rebounds for granted or miss free throws or miss assignments. Every possession matters, for 40 minutes, and especially with the talent in this league and when you're playing everybody twice, it's always going to be tough for the second time, as you play more games and as there's more film on you to watch. So we just have to really be able to, to out-tough a lot of other teams here. And when we do that, we seem to get W's, and when we don't, we lose.
Thanks, guys.
Go out to the floor and knock that out.
Any questions for Greg McDermott?
I guess it's one game when you maybe see that you're not, as you said, hooked up a little bit compared to Seton Hall. Just what you try to tell the guys to get them turned around.
Well, we tried some different guys in the first half just to try to get a little bit of spark, and we were okay at 23-21 or whatever it was, and I think they scored on 10 of their last 11 possessions again to end the half, which a bunch of those were at the foul line, and some of them off our turnovers again. But the end of the first half, start of the second half was really defined the game, and we ended far too many defensive possessions where we got to stop without a rebound, and that's what fuels our transition game, and our transition game kind of dictates our mojo in general. And we had a hard time with their length tonight. Their strength and their length. I didn't think our front line rebounded well. I thought our guards got overmatched at times on the backboards where they maybe had to clean up a block out because of help. Seton Hall's good. And I knew when we won at Seton Hall what a great win it was because I knew how talented they were. We found out how good they were tonight.
Yes, I'm talking about possessions and finishing them out. At that point where you guys had some momentum, you cut it to 10, you get another stop, almost force a shot clock violation, and that ball trickles out. The two guards, they bleed 30 more seconds off, and that was it. That three, how big of a...
Yeah, I mean, the guys kept fighting, and I thought Ronnie gave us a big lift off the bench, just from an energy standpoint. A lot of our guys have just kind of had a very average effort, I thought, tonight. There wasn't a lot of emotion in their face, and their body language wasn't great, which is hard to believe with a crowd like we had, the environment that we had tonight. But for whatever reason, we could never get that mojo. And Ronnie gave us a little bit of that. Certainly James gave us a spark off the bench. If there's any silver lining in tonight, I think that's it. We've been waiting for him to kind of get back to playing at the level that I think he's capable of, and he did that tonight.
Did you sense that was kind of, not for emotion, did you sense that was kind of a carryover from the Georgia?
I don't think so. I thought early in practice on Thursday I sensed some of it. We talked about it. I thought yesterday's practice was one of the best practices we've had since Christmas. Energy was good. They were locked in. They understood the plan. And we were able to actually move through some of the things quicker because I thought we were executing it to a level that I thought everybody was on the right page. So I'm a little surprised at the outcome tonight. I understand certainly when you fight your tail off and you get a stop and you give up an offensive rebound and you got to do it again. That takes a lot of energy away from you. So I get all that. but we have to be mature enough to get past some of that.
Also, this is like, memory serves me correct, 3 or 4 games you've been under 30 from 3-point. Any thoughts on why that's happening?
We're in a slump, and obviously in Big East play it has not been good. We've got some guys that's what they do. Isaiah's a better shooter than he's shooting. Cole is, Toby is, Maurice is. James certainly is much better than what he had done leading into tonight. And that hasn't, those of you and several of you have been at practice, and you see that the bad shooting is not happening in practice. Obviously, if it's happening every day in practice, I'm not going to allow him to shoot those shots in games. So, we have to try to get through it. I challenged him in the locker room that, when you're in a slump, you have to change your routine. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results. So we have to change up maybe some practice routines and when they're getting their shots, how many they're getting the shots, what they're doing. But you also don't want it to become such a cloud in their mind that they're thinking about it either. These guys are guys that have proven over the test of time that they can shoot the basketball, and we're in a little bit of a funk in that regard right now.
Their patience on offense allow them to get the shot that they wanted, as opposed to the shots you wanted to take, make them take. How big a factor did you
They controlled tempo. There's no question. They didn't want this thing to get up and down. And they did a good job of picking their spots when to attack. And, when you're trying to guard Isaiah White, I thought we did a decent job on Whitehead and Carrington the first half. They're 2 leading scorers, but they got points from other places. And then the second half, we had a hard time containing Whitehead, especially late in the shot clock. He hit a couple just backbreakers. And, we made a few mistakes on him on some ball screen coverages and gave him shots. I mean, he's an NBA-level guard when he's playing like that. There's no question. His strength, his size, and I thought tonight, in the first half, his vision was so good. We're staying with him on some of those ball screens, and he's picking us apart on the backside. So, they're a really, really talented basketball team. I mean, their losses have not been bad losses. The one that they might argue is not a very good loss is us at home. But the rest of them, at Xavier, at Nova, and a close loss at home to Nova. This is a team that's played good basketball. I think they're an NCAA tournament team, and I think they can do some damage in the NCAA tournament when they get there.
Same question I asked the players. You remarked last week on the fragility of this league in regard to 1 week you look at things change. I guess as you approach the second season, what do you got to do to maybe build some momentum, get things back in?
Going to Nova is probably not a great way to start. That'll be a heck of a challenge, but it's also a great opportunity. And we'll take tomorrow off and try to get some rest and get our feet back under us, and then hit the practice court Monday. But the second half we have 4 of them 4 at home and 5 on the road, and we're playing some pretty good teams on the road. But it's happened to virtually everybody. Providence has lost 3 games at home. Now we've lost 3 games at home. Xavier lost at home. It's been a strange year in this league. Marquette seems to be getting a little momentum. Butler 3-6. I'm sure they didn't anticipate that. So strange things happen in this league, and when you get in a funk, you've got to do what you can to make sure it doesn't last very long, and you get yourself out of it as quick as you possibly can, because it can snowball on you in this league because there aren't many easy marks. He rolled his ankle pretty good. He was on crutches with ice in there, so we'll have it looked at and see where he's at. But hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.